So I'm not sure if I've actually shown me polishing the bus a little bit. And when I say polishing, that's way above, but using a product to get some of the gloss back in the paint. I've done a few panels and it's made a huge difference. You can tell, difference between that and that. So let me show you what I use. All I use is this butter wax from Chemical Guys. All of this is actually just doing it by hand and then wiping it off. You can get a little like air rotary whatever thing to do it as well, but I don't want to cut any more down that I don't have to. I just want the shine back in some of it. I did go get this little like hand thing today because my wrist was hurting, so hopefully this will help me get everything done. So that's what I'm going to do today, is hopefully finish up the bus because I've got a lot of panels to still do. So first, wipe off the panel, get any dirt off. It has been raining here, so I want to just make sure it's clean. You don't want to be rubbing dirt into the paint. And then use that. All I use is just chamois or rags, whatever, microfibers. Works, comes out great. Definitely not bad. It takes some time. I probably should just get a air chuck or something like that, but it comes out pretty nice. So I hope you guys saw it in the video, but it's definitely a lot shinier than it was. Let's pull it out in the light and see how it actually looks. Unfortunately, you can't really tell, but noticeably, and yeah, it's just the camera, but definitely a lot shinier. Yeah. Hey, cut it out. Be nice to Tyrus. Let's go. Come on. I haven't recorded in a while. Just haven't had really the want, need, will, anything to work on a vehicle. So, but today we're gonna change that and work on something. Even though I really need to work on the 1960 Eurobug. That'll be for another day. What we're gonna do is work on the bus still. I've been driving the bus around, it's been doing great, but it has a noise. It's kind of like a knocking noise. I don't believe it's a bearing. It goes away after you start accelerating. It doesn't really move with idle, or with RPM, I mean. So I'm not too sure what it is, but I have some ideas. After the noise got, started to get worse, I stopped driving the bus, so it's just been in and out of the shop area. But today I want to try to figure out what it is, because if I want to try to save the motor, if it is something, if we got to pull the motor and take it apart, that's what's got to happen. I mean, come on. So let me start it up and take a listen. So I'm pretty sure you can hear it in that video, but something just doesn't sound right. You rev it, it goes away. Definitely is worse on cold starts over, after driving it around a while. But let me get it pulled in and I'll explain what I think is going on. I'm not sure if I showed this, but we did a car show with the bus, which I did not video. I just wanted to enjoy it. But a car show at the State Fair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I kind of wanted to show off, where the bus had came from. So this is what I made. Shows like where it came from, what I did, blah, blah, blah. Had my YouTube stuff on it. So kind of cool. Now it just stays in the back of the bus, but yeah, kind of cool. Okay, so there is 3 possibilities in my eyes that this noise could be. Number 1, which I was just thinking about, and it could be, might as well just check it, is the plate to torque converter on the transmission. I don't think that's it, but I might as well just turn it over, look through the little holes that's there, and make sure the bolts didn't loosen, and then at least I know it's not clinking around back there. Number 2 is a valve guide came loose. I remember when I did the motor and did the heads, one of them, yeah, well, the heads were really bad. So that's my next thing. So taking off valve covers and hoping everything is fine there, and resealing the valve covers, of course. And number 3, which is what I think it is. First of all, I don't think it's a bearing. I don't think it's, I think the motor is very healthy. Oil keeps coming out clean, but this is what I think it is. Supposedly it's a thing where the cams in these, it's a 2-piece cam, cast on the actual cam itself, and then aluminum on the gear. It is riveted to the cam. And I've seen pictures of when the rivets come loose, they oval out, and then the gear itself is clicking back and forth. You rev it, tightens up, no more noise. That is my thought of really what it is. So what I purchased from eBay, you can get them anywhere, whatever, is a cheap little camera. It's got a little camera on the end, plugs in your phone, you download an app, and you can look inside of a motor. Now, I took all my scrap metal, but I did keep this blown up motor. Here is actually the cam. I can show you. Cast cam, aluminum gear, and it is riveted on. When those come loose, it can go back and forth. What I'm gonna do is get this camera. I'm gonna put this motor back together so I can show you, and probe inside of the motor, and actually, inside of this one, and see if those rivets are loose, and that's what's the issue. First, we should do the easy stuff. I do want to verify that the oil doesn't have any stuff in it, and it doesn't. Nice and clean. There's oil in it, so that's not it. Second, because I just thought about maybe that plate being loose, I'm going to turn the motor over, look at every single bolt, there's 3 of them, and make sure the line that I drew has not moved and the bolt has not came loose. I'm going to do so by turning it over on the alternator and checking the bolts. Okay, I'm going to use my little USB camera that I got to look inside there and make sure the bolts are good. Okay, hopefully we'll be able to see this. So this is the first one. Sharpie line lines up, so that one's good. Okay, next one. Here's the next bolt. It's the next Sharpie line. Seems to be lined up. So it's not that. That looks kind of weird though. There we go. Yep, straight. And the third one. Yep. Bam, lined up. So, it's not the plate. Next, even though I'm dreading doing it, might as well just pop the valve covers off and make sure those are all good. Yeah, I'll have to reseal them, but whatever. I got the technique down. So, yeah, let me get these valve covers off and we'll see what we find. All right, valve covers are off. First glance, I don't necessarily see anything wrong. Stay. Maybe the valves need to be adjusted. Maybe. So while I have them apart or while I have them off, I'll definitely check that. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start it up, and yeah, it'll make a mess, but at least I'll be able to see in here, and then also maybe look inside the springs with the camera and see if possibly something went wrong with the heads. But what I want to do is I'm gonna go back in my videos and see which head was the problem child. Looking back in my videos, I think it was the driver's side that was giving me the most fuss. So yeah, but I'm gonna use the camera just to kind of look up in each one, make sure a valve guide isn't loose, because if valve guide was loose and clicking back and forth with the push rod, that would explain the noise. You would think there'd be a lot of shavings, but okay, so I looked in there, kind of looked between the valve springs, and really didn't see much. I can see the valve guides, and they're all up against the heads. So I don't think that's it. I'm still going to start the motor and just kind of listen around and see if for some reason I can hear them on the outside. If not, it is time to start trying to probe inside the motor and hopefully see if that cam is messed up. And if it is, well, motor's got to get torn all the way down. Valves are readjusted. All of them were a little loose, but in my opinion, nothing that would make that noise. But let me restart it up and, well, we'll see. Who knows? Maybe I'll get lucky. Also, I guess a fourth thing that it could be, I've always thought it was the exhaust. It's such a weird kind of tinny sound. It almost sounds like maybe something exhaust or something hitting. And that time around, I swear it was the exhaust. I just cannot find where it is. So I'm gonna do a little bit more moving around, starting it, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I'll get the valve covers back on because obviously that's not an issue. And then it won't be shooting oil anywhere. So, but I do need to reseal them, but maybe I'll just temporarily put them on there so they're not shooting oil everywhere. Update, nothing's changed. What have I done? So I moved it out because I checked, I got under there and listened around this, that. It always sounded like it was coming from the front, but now it sounds like it's coming from the back. Almost in like the gearbox or the diff area. I don't know, whatever. But check the transmission fluid. Transmission was a little bit low, so I topped that off. That's why it's pulled out, because I wanted it on a flat surface. I'm not sure what's going on, because now it's nice and warmed up and barely makes the noise at all. So, I don't know. So, even though I haven't probed to see if that cam is okay, it sounds, I don't know what it sounds like, but it disappears. As soon as the bus warms up, it disappears. If anyone knows or has an idea what it could be, please let me know. Because at this point, I think I'm just gonna drive it. This motor came with the bus. We didn't know the history about it. If it lets go, it lets go. Unless someone can tell me different. See? Sounds completely fine. So, if you have any idea what that noise could possibly be, please let me know. Hello. It is November 16th now, and I haven't really been recording much, but I wanted to update you on the bus. So, still haven't, hey, stop jumping, stop it. Still haven't replaced any of the window seals besides the front. Still need to paint the roof so it doesn't get any worse. And as far as I know, I haven't drove it in a week or so, but the knocking has gone away. I've got a little event that I'm going to tomorrow. Might video it, might not, or not tomorrow, the day after. But I've been meaning to do an oil change on it, mainly to check the oil, make sure there's nothing crazy inside of it from that knocking. But I think it went away, and also put a little bit thicker oil in it. So that is what's on the to-do list today. So we'll see. Still looks good, needs a wash, but yeah. Okay, let's get to this oil change. I've already explained how to do an oil change on these buses, so I'll just update you as the oil comes out, as the filter comes out. And also I need to reseal one of the valve covers because when I was checking for that knocking, I didn't really care and just kind of put it back up there, and it's got a low dribble, so I'll fix that. See, sounds really good. I'm just heating up the oil really quick before I do the oil change. The only sound I hear is like an exhaust leak, which I don't know, I can't really find or can't really deal with. So yeah, okay, let me get it drained. Okay, oil change and valve cover is complete. Everything went pretty smooth, nothing really crazy. Got new oil in it, started it up, checked it, good to go. So here's the oil. Looks pretty black, but when it was coming out, it really wasn't that bad. It was pretty clear. So I'm gonna drain some of it into the bucket and we'll see what's at the bottom. All right, here's the bottom of the oil. And honestly, there's that like black smudgy stuff, which I would assume is just nastiness from the bottom of the pan. Besides that, I don't see any metal. I don't see nothing. So whatever that noise is, well, I don't know. But from what I can hear, noise is gone. So that's good. Is it weird? Yes, but it's gone. As I said, it is officially November here. And even though it might look nice outside, which today is actually a pretty nice day, it is starting to get cold, which doesn't mean I need to stop working on cars or any of these Volkswagens, but you know, you slow down when it's cold. Next update for the bus, as I said, will be when we do the window seals, the top, painting the top. Still need to buy all the stuff to put the heater back in. Besides that, it's a good bus. It's great. Drives great. As far as the white bug, actually tomorrow I'm gonna go start to get the bond process done on this thing so that we can get a title and this thing will actually be legal to drive on the street. After that, then I'll start doing a few more things, fixing the running boards, maybe the throwout bearing, and then maybe a little bit of paint. We'll see. But until I can get a nice title for this, it's not worth putting any more money into until that. But still fun to drive. So the next content that you guys will be seeing is either the 1960 Eurobug that's in there when I decide to do it, or my 1983 Toyota Corolla wagon, SR20 CD09. I actually have started purchasing parts and electronics and a lot of other stuff to make this more reliable, a little bit faster, and overall just kind of cool. So that will probably be some of the next videos. Like always, like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. High five out.